じゃあ、サラです。So today we're going to go through how to apologize in Japanese. There are a lot of different ways to apologize in Japanese, so we're going to go through a few different expressions. The three most common ways to apologize in Japanese is gomen, gomen ne, and gomennasai. Now these three sound very similar and they basically mean the same thing, so they can be a bit difficult to tell apart. But they do have different kind of nuances, so we're going to go through what sets these three apart and how you can use them in different contexts. Firstly, the absolutely most common way to say sorry in Japanese is gomen. Now this is a casual way to apologize that can be used in a lot of different contexts. And this is probably the word Japanese people use the most when you want to say they are sorry. However, since it is casual, you would only use it with your friends and not when talking to people who rank above you or people you want to respect. The reason gomen is such a useful word is because it can apply to a lot of different contexts depending on how you say it. So for example, if you say it very quietly and calmly, like gomen, it can sound very serious and it sounds like you're very sorry for something. On the other hand, if you say it quickly and loudly, like gomen, it just sounds like a casual sorry. Gomen ne is another casual way to apologize, and it's used almost in the same way as gomen. But gomen ne, because of the ne at the end, is originally a feminine expression, so it does sound softer and a lot more kind than only saying gomen. It's mostly used by women, but men use this as well when they want to sound a bit more kind or soft. And like I said, when saying gomen, you can kind of change the nuance of the word by saying it in different ways. But when you say gomen ne, you would always say it kind of quietly and sometimes almost in a whisper. It would always sound like you're more sorry when saying gomen ne than when only saying gomen. The third expression, gomennasai, is easy to tell apart from the previous two because it's more formal. This is something that you could use with someone who ranks above you but who you're still very close to. So you want to apologize in a formal way but not be too formal. However, gomennasai is usually used by children. For example, when they want to apologize to their teacher. So it can sound a little bit childish and it's not that common for adults to use simply because there's usually not that many people who are above you but who you're still close to. So gomennasai it's a bit more polite, but it's not that polite, so it's not really something that you would use, for example, at work, unless you're really close to the person you're talking to. You could kind of say that it's in between gomen and the more formal sumimasen. Gomennasai can also sometimes be used as excuse me, usually when you're trying to get through a crowd and you want to apologize to the people that you pass through. So to summarize, gomennasai is a bit more formal and it's not that commonly used by adults. It's a bit more childish. So out of all the examples we go through today, I think it's probably the one that you will use the least. So today we talked about how to apologize in Japanese. And the three main ways are gomen, gomen ne, and gomennasai. Gomen is definitely the most useful and versatile way to say that you're sorry in Japanese because it can be used in a lot of different ways and contexts depending on how you say it. If you want to sound more apologetic, gomen ne is a good option. However, gomennasai, that I think you hear a lot if you're studying Japanese, is actually not used that much by adults. It's a little bit childish, so if you want to use this, I think that sumimasen, that's a bit more formal, is a better option. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. これからも役に立つ動画作っていきたいと思うので、もしよかったら登録お願いします。バイバイ。